Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Leela. Today we're watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 3, The Power Broker. I think the one thing I am looking forward to in this episode is seeing Zemo. Like, I know he was such a bad guy in Age of Ultron. No, Civil War. Fuck, Civil War. Yeah, because his family was killed in Age of Ultron. Right, sorry, moving on. He's like such a good actor, and in the comics he was very different. He has lots of potential from a storytelling perspective, so I'll be very interested to see like what happens in this episode, especially with him and Bucky coming back together again. Yeah, but anyway, I don't have much footage or anything. All of my reviews are at the end of the video, which I don't think people are watching, and that sucks because I'm taking notes for you people. Basically just retelling the episode. But anyway. I'm gonna do this now. Here we go. Okay, for all my Patreon viewers, hi, how you doing? Welcome back. And again, we're going past the recap, past previously on. This is just before the Marvel banner. So here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Back to the way things were. GRC, the Global Repatriation Council. Reset, restore, rebuild.
Den Namen gehört. Wo sind Sie?
Ich habe keine Ahnung, wovon du sprichst. Die Amerikaner sind Unmenschen geboren.
Says he doesn't know.
Bullshit.
Have
That's
become.
bullshit. We know she...
Yes, I do, and I don't care.
Right response, dude. Seriously.
I'm gonna go on alone.
Why?
Because you're an Avenger. You know how he feels about that.
Look, it's not like you two are known for frolicking in the sun together.
He was obsessed with Hydra.
How is this different from the cell you had in Civil War?
Simply a means to a necessary end.
Someone recreated the
I
super
get
soldier.
you're trying to hurt people. That's always
I
personal.
need to find out who.
Minds, especially yours. No offense.
Offense. Super soldiers go against everything he believes in.
Fence.
He is crazy, but he still has a code.
I know why this matters to you, but come on, it's pushing you off the deep end.
Sam, we don't know how they're getting the serum. We don't even know how many of them there are.
What did you do, Burke?
Machiavelli.
Of course.
Wouldn't be hard to slip down a hallway or two.
Oh wow.
Hey, we need him, Sam.
You're going back to prison.
If I may.
No!
And Steve refused to sign this code.
Okay, Zemo.
He's
Where do we
looking
start?
like a soft teddy bear. Oh, I know that.
I ended the winters. Who is Nakajima?
You touch that again, I'll kill you.
Icons. And then we start to forget about their flaws. From there, cities fly. Innocent people die. Movements are formed. Walk in as ourselves. James, you will have to become someone you claim is gone. AKA the Smiling Tiger.
He even has a bad nickname. Hell, he does look like me, though.
I mean, Skyline looks really beautiful. Thinking of like how we saw Singapore in Pirates of the Caribbean 3. It's like a futuristic version. I like it. I saw Power Broker is watching. I want to hear him start speaking Russian again. I
Hello,
love it
John.
when Bucky speaks Russian.
Wasn't expecting you, smiling tiger.
His plans changed. Smiling tiger. Your favorite.
Oh.
Dutch jewelry and executioner.
That is a pretty big deal.
Zeni soldat. Spiro Vatako.
I love hearing his old things that come when he's
Didn't take
older.
much for him to fall.
I mean, obviously, I hate that he has to do this. But it's always fun.
Selby will see you now.
Thank you. You good?
Il y avait la vie de tous les jours. Il y avait le chahut des carrefours. Et puis les gens qui achetaient le journal.
Demand.
Ooh,
An offer.
she's Cockney. I
A
like
lot has
it.
changed since you were here last.
I love her
You were
look.
rotting away in a German prison.
And I give you him. Along with the code words to control him, of course. He will do anything you want.
Depending on what side of this you're on. The power broker had him working on the serum, but things didn't go as planned.
Is Nagel still in Madripoor?
Kill them!
Oh,
They're gonna pin this on us.
who is that?
Seem to have a guardian angel.
Well, this is too perfect. Drop it, Zemo.
Sharon?
Well, at some point I thought if I had to hustle, I might as well enjoy the life of a real hustler. You know how much I can get for a real Monet?
Easy, deactivate your hustle mode. You sell fake money.
No, she means real.
You're more worldly than good old Sam.
Yeah. What's Google say?
No shit.
Come on, you guys need to change. I'm hosting clients in an hour.
Having to say, I'm loving Zemo's attitude. He's just living his best life right now.
Here you go.
I want to see more of Zemo dancing.
Run for its money.
I'm coming home, baby. Coming home, baby now. I'm coming home now.
This episode is just full of great music. I'm loving it.
Coming home, baby.
You know who he is, right? This is Baron Zemo. I know you've heard of him too, right?
Go Sharon, being a badass. Owie! How big a owie?
How many vials did you make?
20.
Oh,
Carly Morgenthau stole those, so.
Is there any serum in this lab?
Sharon is badass, man. I love her. Makes sense. Zemo doesn't like the Winter Soldiers. Would want to kill the man who made it happen again. Where is Zemo?
I thought we were gonna go left! You went the wrong way! I cleared the way! I came out first!
Oh, yeah. Man, I forgot his special ops.
Go.
supercharged.
You're going back to jail.
Do you want to find Carly or not?
He's right. So everything. You're not gonna move your seat up, are you?
No.
Do you remember how scared we were when we took the serum? Felt like my veins were on fire. Prayed it'd kill me. But it was worth it.
Yeah?
Okay, I'm on it.
Okay, call me if you get a hit.
Will do.
Thanks, Torres.
I love Torres.
You okay? Maybe I made a mistake.
You did?
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have put it in a museum. Maybe I should have destroyed it.
Oh, don't say that to Bucky.
I have a place we can go. I, for one, am looking forward to coming face to face with Carly. Nick, we're changing the course.
Where'd she leave the car?
Put your seatbelt on. Now.
There were still people in there.
This is the only language these people understand.
Oh, Carly. What are you doing, Becky?
I was wondering when you were going to show up.
Didn't go Zemo.
Cool. I really enjoyed this one. This is a good one. It's getting the ball moving too, like episode 3, so we're middle of this series now, so it's had to kind of build up the traction in the story pretty quickly. So you have the GPR or GRP. Can't remember. It's the Global Recreation Program, so GRP. It always makes me kind of sad but laugh at some notions. So like in this you had the ad for it, and one of the things they said was getting back to the way things were. And it just has to kind of, it sticks out because it's a notion that is impossible. And it is impossible, and you're seeing it in this series. It's impossible to go back for every single person on Earth to the way things were before the disappearance. And I think it's just an amazing kind of thing when people say, like, you know, back to the way we were, or, yeah, I wish, you know, it was back to this time or something, or like, you know, the biggest one, let's make America great again. It's like, it was great for a certain number of people, especially the time that he was talking about. Yeah, it was great for a few people. It was horrible for a lot of others. But it's the thing, you know, and it's the whole thing, like Zemo said it in the plane about Steve, about icons, that, you know, you put them on a pedestal, you forget that they have flaws, you forget that they can make mistakes, and that's when, you know, you have people like John Walker who assume they're doing the right thing because they looked up to Captain America, and it was just, it can't be the same, and it can't be the same as it was, and it can never be better in the past. But anyway, my little rant over. But it's saying, like, bringing John Walker into it, they got to the German hideout. And I loved it because you had the cafe owner who had real concerns because the American Captain America coming into his shop and raising hell just because he could, you know. There's no respect for, you know, small business owner. There's nothing there. And when he spat at Captain America, at John Walker, he's like, "Don't you know who I am?" And I thought it was a perfect response from that German man. It's like, yes, I know who you are, and I don't care. So that was cool. We found out Zemo is rich, which is in comics. So in the comic books, he's actually known as Baron Helmet Zemo. So they've brought that into it, which I really like. I really do like. I like when they kind of just put a little bit more of the source material into these stories. And they showed the mask. I don't know if it was just because it was purple in the comics. I think anything that's purple, I will love it to death because purple is my favorite color. But I always liked the design of that mask and the way they've done it. It's not just the balaclava just pulled over him. You can see it's actually like structured. So I thought that was cool. And we find out that Bucky had Steve's old book, which is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because you think of all the times that he's just kind of flipped through it to see Steve's handwriting. I would cry, seriously. But we had Carly visiting a woman, so her name was Donya. I still don't know if she was her mother, but she died, unfortunately, of tuberculosis. We met Dr. Nagel, who was the first scientist that was able to reproduce the super soldier serum. And he says it's Dr. Erskine, but I mean, Howard Stark did do that. That was the 5 super soldiers in Siberia. I mean, it did work. It was just... It was the people that it was done to. But anyway, and then we got to see Sharon. I think I like her more in this TV show. So the horrible thing. I like her now that Steve isn't in the picture. Because I hate to say it. Watching the Winter Soldier, like, it was more of like her introduction, which was fine, so she didn't really have a big part. And I did like the scene where she was like fighting against Hydra. But Civil War, it was just... I know exactly what it was. It was the actors, Chris Evans and the actor, fuck, I can't remember her name. They didn't have chemistry. And I know a lot of people say, like, you know, like him and Peggy had better chemistry. But him and Peggy just had chemistry. This actress and Chris Evans just did not. And I think that's why so many people were just kind of put off by it. It's just like, you can't believe it because there was no natural chemistry between the actors. And I think that's why I like her in this, because Steve's not here anymore. So we're kind of focusing just on her, just as a person and as her own badass self, which she is. Like, she took out like so many of those bounty hunters, and it was awesome. But we find out she's in Madripoor. She's not allowed to go back to the States because she'll be put in prison because of all the things she did in Civil War. Which, you know, obviously now Bucky and Sam do feel very, very guilty about that. But she runs a gallery of stolen art. Which I hate. I as someone who makes art herself, I hate the idea of art being stolen and just put away for rich yobbos just to gawk at and drink wine in front of it. It's like, no, I hate it, absolutely hate it. But anyway, moving on. I just wrote Zemo dancing. I wish we got more of Zemo dancing because he looks like he was just loving it. He was loving the night, he was loving the venue, he was loving the artwork. Like, oh, it was awesome. I would say the music in this episode and in this series, actually, I have been loving. I loved it when they had the Winter Soldier theme. I love that kind of high pitched like screaming in the background for the Winter Soldier. I loved it so much. So we found out the super serum does come from Isaiah. Just heartbreaking. But thankfully, like, they got out of there. Zemo killed Dr. Nagel, which I was expecting. Like, really, he is so against the super serum soldier program, so it made sense that he would kill the person who could recreate it. So yeah. And we saw the Flag Smashers again. They were raiding a GRP resource building. So they took a lot of the stuff that's just been sitting in their storage for like 6 months. So then we saw Carly. She blew up the car, which actually blew up some of the building, which would have killed a lot of the people in there. There have been so many TV shows that I've watched where you see activists become terrorists because they think that the only answer to big corporations or big time governments is to answer in kind. So they're dealt with violence, and they think the only way to answer back is with violence. And that's when they stop becoming a cause to be loyal to and start becoming a terrorist cell that recruits suicide bombers. Like, it's literally that. And I hate it so much. But we found out that Sokovia no longer exists. It was taken up by neighbouring European countries, so it was divided and taken over by them. And they have Bucky going face to face with the Dora Milaje. So they're coming back, and they're coming for Zemo. Which makes sense. So they found out that he was out of prison. He killed their king, T'Chaka. So it makes sense that they want to come after him. Maybe either kill him or just take him back to their own kind of prison. So, So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I'm kind of worried for Bucky, actually, because he was the White Wolf in Wakanda, and they gave him a new arm, so he is very kind of indebted to the Wakandan people, but he's wanting to keep Zemo alive and safe so that he can help get to these other super soldiers. So I'm worried that the Domelage will turn on Bucky. They might take his arm. I don't know. But anyway, we shall see. I shall see. And you shall watch me see. So there we go. So I hope you liked this reaction. Please, if you do and you're on YouTube, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. I really like it when I get a notification that I have a new subscriber, so it's fun. If you want to see the full episode reaction, I do have a Patreon page that I'll link down below. But yeah, other than that, I think I can watch the next episode. So I'm going to do that. But for now, I will see you in my next video. Bye.